Hello, hello, hello. I'm Kelvin Guest of Guest Wines, and welcome to Reach for Ribera del Duero. Ribera del Duero, if you don't know, is a wine region in the northwest of Spain, and here's a map here for you. It's a region that can often get compared to Rioja, and with good reason, because there is similarities there, but it's also in the past been compared as like Rioja's lesser cousin, which is not true, because it has some top-notch wines from there, particularly made from the Tempranillo grape, but it can also have some international varieties like Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot also blended in as well. There's producers such as Vega Sicilia and Pesquera, who make some of the world's really fine wines from Spain. So let's not doubt for a moment the wines from this region can be absolutely excellent. And carrying on excellent, we have three excellent wines for you today, and these are from the Bodegas Vega Sicilia, and these are on our website. All this month they've been on offer, and we're going to have them again on offer the following month as well, because we just think you need to try it. Like Rioja, like I said, the wines are made from Tempranillo in the main, and the wines that we're going to have today are all 100% Tempranillo. And like Rioja, they go through an aging process, and this aging process is where the part of the wine is aged in oak and then part in bottle prior to release. So we're going to have three of those examples and three different aging requirement examples that we've got here for you today. So without further ado, I'm going to taste the first one and talk a little bit about it. Now the Vina Mayas, just to say a bit about the Bodegas, has been going, I believe, since the 1980s, and so they're well established out there. And I mean, over time, the area is growing and growing and growing, with more and more producers coming along, and the wines are getting better and better. And it's worthwhile trying. If you like your Spanish wines and you like your Riojas, and you've not tried Ribera, then I think you really need to go over to this region and try them, because I just think they're excellent. So the first wine we're going to have is the Vina Maya Tinto Roble. Now, this wine here is I'd say it's like the youngest out of the lot, and it's kind of, I suppose, designed to be made to be drunk young, fresh and easy. So it's just had a little tickle of oak. Now, with like Rioja, again, drawing on them resemblances, that itself, with the aging in oak regimes that it has, it usually either ages in American oak or French oak. Now, traditionally, it's been American oak for Tempranillo, and that has been the case in Rioja as well. And this is because it's got a great affinity with that grape variety. However, in recent times, French oak has also crept in on the scene, and it also can work very well with Tempranillo, you know, in itself. But I do think that it has to be a bit more guarded on how you age it with the French oak, because sometimes the French oak can overwhelm the grape variety and not always bring the grape variety out to its full potential, or show it off to its full potential, should I say. But in this case, they've done a really good job. So this one has had a little tickle of oak, about 3 months prior to release, and that's just to give it that nice little spicy edge to it. So with all the wines, I mean, these I think you can enjoy, like particularly this one by itself, but it's always nice to have a little bit of food with it, and anything. I just think it goes from anything from tangines to lamb stews to maybe a nice sort of curry that's not too hot. Would also work. Anything with lentils in it, chickpeas, that kind of thing, all work really well, I think, with this grape variety. So do go and try it yourself. So the first one, like I say, is the Roble. And as you can see, look at what a wonderful colour that is. It's got this nice sort of crimson, you know, sort of purple colour, very bright and inviting, I would say. So I'm going to give it a swirl, and I'm going to give it a sniff, and I'm going to see what we get here. And straight away, I'm just met with fresh fruit. There's plenty of, I would say, sort of, the first thing I'm thinking of is freshly squeezed blackberries. There's that underlying strawberry essence that you often get with Tempranillo, maybe a bit of raspberry in there. And just a little bit of spice, not too much. I'm really getting, excuse me, I'm really getting the nice fruity layers of this wine just jumping out of me, jumping out of the glass. It's absolutely lovely. That's lovely. Well, so I'm going to give it a taste. First thing, it's very fresh. That's got a lovely, beautiful acidity that really lifts up that fruit in this glass. And that's because in Ribera, it has very warm days, and the warm days enable the grapes to ripen really well, so they get real good phenolic ripeness. So all those aromas and flavors that come out later in the wine are all developing there in that lovely sunshine. But during the night, it can get very cold. And what happens when it gets very cold in the night? It helps preserve the acidity in those grapes. So you end up, your result is that you get this really sort of concentrated, full on nice red wine, but you also get this freshness that runs through it. And the freshness, I just think, helps give it a little bit of finesse and style to it, rather than it just being this big, bold, brash wine. It really sort of enables the wine to have a little bit more balance and elegance to it. So this is gorgeous. So I'm just going to do a taste again. I'll just tell you what I'll get it on the palate. I think those fruits, they really come through on the palate as they did on the nose. And that freshness just cleans through there. But this is just easy to drink. There's tannins there, the fine, I can feel that fine grain in there, but that acidity just keeps my mouth clean. So it's not like I'm getting a very dry sort of palate in there that I'm feeling sort of my lips sticking to my teeth. It's just fresh. This is just a lovely wine that I could just enjoy, sat around, watching a movie or box set or whatever, and maybe having one or two sorts of nibbles, maybe a little bit of tapas that will go there with this, I think, and it was really, really nice. So well done, guys, for this one. The second wine is the Viña Mea, and this one is the Crianza, and it's 2018. So this one has had, it's had around a year in oak, and then I think it's had a little bit less than a year in bottle, maybe about 10 months. Whereas the usual practice is a year in oak and a year in bottle. But as you can see, this one is 2018, so it's had a little bit longer now, resting in bottle anyway. So this one, I would say, is now just going up their aging notches. They're sort of, it's not really quality notches, because all of them are good quality. It's just a style. You get in a different style. It's sort of maybe it's moving on to a more bolder style, I would say, rather than the rest. The one is nice, young and fruity, fresh, easy going. The next one, Crianza, is just stepping up a notch with getting a little bit more complexity to it. And as you can see again, look at that, lovely and dark. That's a brilliant colour that we're getting on that wine there. So if I give this a swirl and a sniff, oh yes. Now this is definitely more spice, maybe a bit of licorice going on there as well. But I'm still getting them fruits, but the fruits feel a little bit more concentrated in themselves. There's still that blackberry fruit there. There's maybe even a bit of dark cherry going on. It smells very, I always think of the word polished, and I'm trying to mean that it feels together, it feels well packaged, it feels like it's in a place where it's kind of almost at one with itself, that it's formed into a perfect ball of loveliness in itself. There's no jagged edges, nothing sticking out. There's nothing when I give it a sniff thinking, oh, that's a bit pointy there, or something sticking that shouldn't be, or something that doesn't feel right or unbalanced about it. It just feels like this perfect ball of lovely fruit that I'm being presented with. And just having a taste. Straight away, the first thing I'm thinking, it's a fuller mouthful, but it's very smooth. There is tannins, there is a little bit of grip there, but it's not frightening tannins because there's so much smoothness in that body. The body feels round, it's got a lovely weight and texture to it. And that's got a almost like a little bit of silky oiliness in there that's adding to this really sort of sensuous appeal to it that I think works really well with those spicy fruits that go all the way through. And again, the acidity, it's there, it's fresh, it's really, really nice. Ooh, I could just sit and drink this one. This is again very nice. And I think that and what I'm getting now as well on the finish as it's coming through gradually, I'm getting more of that oak, but the oak is not overstated. It's just like this touch of vanilla, and the vanilla works well with that sort of textured body. It almost like it's coating the body and riding along on the curves of that body and just enhancing that sort of nice, smooth textured feel that goes with it. It kind of gives it an identity through the taste of what you're experiencing through the feel of that body, which is really, really good. That is really nice. And lastly, we're going to try the Viognier Mare Reserva, and this one here has had 1 year in oak and then plus another couple in bottle. But again, I think it's a bit less it's had in bottle than 2 years, probably. I think it's about 15 months, something like that. So, but it's 2016, so that means that it's had that longer time now in bottle than it has when it was originally with the producer. So what we're looking at here is we just, again, we're going along that level of where we're getting a more of a fuller wine, and don't forget this wine will age, and all of them will age a little bit more. The Roble, that's not really, that's just really meant to be drunk now, but something like this Reserva will go on to age for a number of years more. But we'll give a taste of it now and see what it is. And again, we've got a lovely colour. And I just think that what makes the wine appealing in themselves is just the look, the clear, the bright, this nice, bright, almost erring towards that purple side, isn't it? But it just gives it that sort of lovely appeal to it. Then give this a sniff. Oh yeah, and I'm getting this. I'm getting dark cherries, plums, and there's that lovely spice. There's a little bit of, there's a touch of licorice, but there's more. Maybe it's like almost erring towards that nutmeg cinnamon side of things. And strawberries, tinned strawberries, but without all the sweet sugar, the syrupy bit, but definitely some tinned strawberries, something really concentrated. Let's have a taste of this. Oh yes. Fresh, again, more strawberry fruit. There's that lovely textural feel. There's this lovely roundness to it, smooth, and like the Criantha, there's that oak, there's that vanilla side, that vanilla streak that just runs alongside the texture of the body that just enhances it and gives it a flavour sensation as well as the perception of the actual just smooth texture in your mouth. It runs along. The tannins, again, there's very smooth, very ripe. I'm not having a problem here thinking these are just drying my mouth up. All of these, like I said, will go with food that I've already mentioned, but I'd be happy just drinking this as well by itself, just enjoying it because it's really nice. And I have also just, I've allowed these wines, I haven't popped them in the fridge or anything, but I have just allowed them to just remain at the room temperature here, which is slightly, I'd say, sort of more on the cooler side, particularly because of the time of year it is as well. And I do like a lot of red wines with just that little bit of coolness to them, because I think it does enhance those fruits and freshness in there if you can balance it out with the oak and the tannin. And I think in this case you can. So I'm just going to have another taste of it. Oh, that is good. These are really, really good. That is so enjoyable. And there's this, I'm just getting this wonderful strawberry fruits, like really sort of, you've got a really bunch of really ripe strawberries and squeezed them and got this lovely juice out of them. That's kind of what I'm getting as I'm running, particularly towards the finish, and it entwines with that vanilla. It just lifts. It's just like, it is a sort of pleasure sensation when you experience it. It's absolutely lovely. So there you are. There are 3 wines that we have on offer for Reach for Ribera del Duero. Please go to our website at www.guestwines.com, where you can find these wines there. Like I say, they're on sale at the moment, and they will remain on sale for the next month as well. If you want to know more about Guest Wines, then please sign up to our newsletter, and you can stay in touch through social media, through things like Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Or you can get in touch with us. Just drop us a line on our email at hello@guestwines.com. We'll be more than happy to hear from you. But for now, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon, I will say cheers.